Hi, my name is Rachel. Welcome back to another YouTube video. I am now 18 weeks and 3 days pregnant, and honestly, it's been so amazing so far, and everything has felt like the same, if not better, being pregnant than before pregnancy, and I think that's largely in part due to all of my healthy lifestyle habits and some of the changes that I made in pregnancy so far. So I'll talk about what some of those things are, and then I'll also talk about my workouts from 17 weeks and 3 days pregnant all the way up until 18 weeks pregnant on the dots. But yeah, everything's been so great and amazing, and it's been so fun to see the changes so far and actually start feeling pregnant since I've been gaining about a pound a week since starting the second trimester. Because like before that, I was like, this is too good to be true. Like I'm feeling way too good to be pregnant. But yeah, I'm loving it so far. Let's just stop talking. I'll hop into the video. All right, I'm now 17 weeks and 3 days pregnant. I'm up 7.6 pounds, which is great, still right on track. 153.2 is my average for the week. So on Saturdays, that's the day where I take my averages and I put them into my electronic databases from my calendar just to make sure that like everything is steady and on progress, and also just I really like numbers and managing everything like that. My clothing options are still very limited. I'm still able to wear mostly like my size smalls that are really stretchy. These are sized up to a medium, but everything else is still my regular sizes. These are all regular clothes that I was able to wear pre-pregnancy, just very stretchy sweater materials. This I actually got new during pregnancy. And then this is a new pair of pants that I got during pregnancy, but it's still a pair of pants that I could probably wear after I'm pregnant. But yeah, no jeans because I grew out of jeans at like probably 13 weeks pregnant. And Pretzel is loving her Christmas sweaters now. And I guess this is how people can hide their pregnancy for longer, because certain poses can make it look like I'm not even pregnant, maybe just a little bit bloated and on a very unsuccessful bulk. And another thing is all of my outfits for the week are all like funsy outfits because I'm on Thanksgiving break. I'm a teacher, so this is my first of 9 days off for break, and I can honestly say my daughter has definitely earned this break way more than I have, because honestly, it must be so stressful in there. Like you're growing so fast. Once you get to the third trimester, you're literally going up a pound like every other week. I don't think your baby hits a pound until about 22 weeks pregnant, which I'm almost at 18 weeks now. It's so crazy how hard they're working in there, and that just goes to show how important rest and recovery is, which I'm very much prioritizing that, rejuvenating practices during pregnancy. Definitely taking my activity levels a lot easier, even though it's important to stay healthy and active and maintain all those healthy habits you had pre-pregnancy. Rest and recovery is definitely more important, especially eating, sleeping, fueling your body. So definitely going to take advantage of all that rest and recovery over Thanksgiving break. So I wanted to talk a little bit about my nutrition in pregnancy so far, because I think part of the reason why I felt so good being pregnant is because of how I'm eating, and because how I was eating before pregnancy was how I was going to eat during pregnancy. And everything has been super healthy for the most part. Like, yes, you can still eat a treat every now and then. Like, I'll eat dessert once a week. But other than that, like, all the foods I'm eating are really healthy. I make sure to eat a lot of carbs, a lot of fats, a lot of protein. A lot of pregnant women who are deficient in certain nutrients end up having symptoms because of that. Not to say that if you eat healthy, that's going to guarantee you don't have any symptoms, but I think that it's been a large part in contributing to how good I've been feeling. And obviously like prioritizing micronutrients, prioritizing enough calories. When I was in my first trimester, I did have to increase my calories, but since then, like I had a random just spurge of being super hungry, and I think if I hadn't ate as much as I did, like needing to add in extra breakfast, extra lunch, and of course healthy nutrients, not just like crap that I'm eating. But I think if I hadn't done that, then I would have probably ended up feeling sick in those moments, because my stomach did hurt, but it was like, okay, those are hunger cues. I know what those are. As long as I'm eating foods that are going to fuel me, then I ended up feeling better. Like it was pretty much just a window from like when I woke up at 7 a.m. until after lunchtime, like 1 p.m. during the workday, that I was not feeling the best until I started eating more and more and more. And it was really just being like starving. But that was really just the very beginning of the first trimester. I want to say like the first month of the first trimester. And then since then, I've been able to level everything out and just eating normally 3 meals a day, like large meals, making sure that I'll have like 4 servings of rice with every meal, and then I'll have double protein with every meal, and then just like a lot of veggies. The only thing that's really changed in terms of the meals that I'm eating is you can't really have deli meat during pregnancy, so I can't really have sandwiches unless they're pre-cooked meat. So packing food for school, it actually ends up being more nutritious because I end up just making like leftover stir fries from the night before that end up just having a lot more veggies than I would have on a sandwich. So it's end up being a little bit healthier. And then I pretty much am not really a snacker, but when I have snacks, I have healthy snacks like between lunch and dinner, especially. That's when I train, that's when I work out. So obviously I'm really hungry at the end of the school day, so I can't just go straight into a workout. So I'll just eat like cheese sticks and fruit, like healthy snacks, or something like carb heavy, but nothing that's going to be unhealthy or not make me feel good or drag me down. And then I'll have like smoothies as snacks, but that's pretty much it. And then, like I said, I only have dessert once a week. I haven't drank any caffeine my entire pregnancy. I've never been a coffee drinker. Like I've never been able to physically drink a cup of coffee because I think it's disgusting. But I was a pre-workout drinker. I did have to have pre-workout before all my lifts, and it was more like a placebo thing because honestly, I do not crave it anymore at all. As soon as I found I was pregnant at 4 weeks, granted, I was not having like a full scoop. I wasn't like 350 milligrams just going crazy nuts out of my mind. It was half a scoop, sometimes even a quarter a scoop, but still, I mean, it's not the best to have caffeine while you're pregnant, even though you're allowed to have caffeine. It's like, it didn't really feel right to me. And also my workouts are light enough to where it's like, why do I need pre-workout to get hyped up for a workout? That's not my goal of training right now. So why should I be drinking caffeine? And the first couple weeks, it was like I missed it, but it was more so just like missing the taste. I didn't really feel too much of a hit of fatigue, but I have noticed that I've been sleeping better since not having caffeine. Like I'll fall asleep on the couch watching TV, which never happened to me before. I sleep through the night very full and harder. Like that's one of the positive symptoms that I've had this pregnancy, just being like I'll have plenty of energy during the day, but then when it's time to sleep, I'll crash and I'll sleep really good. And I definitely make sure that even on school nights, I go to bed 9 hours before my alarm. So if I have to wake up at 7, I go to bed at 10. Obviously, I know when you have a newborn baby, you're not going to be able to sleep as much as you did. But when you're pregnant, that's when you are fueling yourself. And that's when you need to sleep and recover, especially since I am being active this pregnancy, which is very important, has a lot of health benefits. But if you're not staying on top of sleep and nutrition, then that's going to lead you to take a hit in just how you're feeling overall. But I think that for me, movement has always been my biggest vehicle. Like I've always wanted to move to feel better. But I think before I got pregnant, making those shifts into really prioritizing recovery and nutrition has helped me feel better during pregnancy than even if I was pregnant 1 or 2 years ago. Because honestly, before I was pregnant, I was eating the best that I've ever ate. I used to have a huge sweet tooth. Like I've never been really a snacker. But I used to feel like I physically needed dessert every single night. And now some weeks I'm just like, I don't even need it. But yeah, I would say just focusing on basic pillar foundations, just simple goals. If possible, it's good to make sure you have those habits in place before pregnancy. But if you don't have those habits in place before pregnancy, make small changes as you go and don't be too hard on yourself. Like you can still treat yourself. You can still, like if you need coffee, have coffee. Like probably don't have it every day. Don't have as much as you did before. But if you really need that coffee, have it. If you really need that dessert, have it. But prioritize the healthy foods, prioritize sleeping. And then if you're not working out all the time before pregnancy, obviously you're not going to want to start going super hard. This is not the time. This is a time where I pull back. My habits before pregnancy were very high in terms of my strength training and my fitness level, but I've pulled back. So what my workouts look like during pregnancy are different than every other single person. There's some people who have a much higher fitness level than me, so their workouts are going to look more intense than mine during pregnancy. But there's a lot of people who have a lower fitness level and their workouts are going to look much less intense. As long as you're moving, and I would say walking is the biggest thing. I make sure that my steps, because my steps annually, I just took a look, it was 9,200. is my average for the entire year. So I aim for 10,000, but sometimes it like dips down to 8,000 range. But this entire pregnancy, my weekly averages have been between 9 and 10,000. So it pretty much levels out to where my annual average falls. But I think if nothing else, if you're not able to work out in the gym, being able to get movement, steps, and then pelvic floor work, that's something I'm going to be adding a lot more into as I get through this pregnancy and as I get closer to birth, because I'm almost halfway through my pregnancy now. So even though I'm incorporating those pelvic floor movements and connection exercises during my workouts, I still want to do more foundational exercise. Like I'm in my Zen room right now. I have this stability ball, these ones, those are for pregnancy specifically. But I'm gonna start doing a lot more of that. So maybe in next week's video, I'll show that. I'll show some of the changes that I'm adding, but I've talked about a lot of different things, and that's just because that's just how my brain works. Like I always want to target health from as many different aspects as possible. This is a time where I'm pulling back. So I'm focusing more on the practices that are recovery, birth focused, overall health focused. And yes, still maintaining my strength is cool if I can do it. But that's not the focus. I am just focusing on being healthy for pregnancy, for baby. But yeah, having a really positive experience. Thank you for watching today's video. I just realized how long I've been talking. I honestly didn't even know what I was going to talk about when I started talking, and it just kind of rambled off to where it wanted to go. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep up with the week to week videos, but for now, I guess I am. I'm definitely going to do one next week. So I'll see you next week for another YouTube video for recapping 19 weeks pregnant. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.